Today on The Social, Jimmy Kimmel makes his return to late night. We react to the comedian's first show back and what it means for the state of free speech in the U.S. And there's a new sneaker making moves on the playground. A new kid's shoe comes with compartments to hide locator tags. But is it a good idea to track your child? Then, clean grunge, wine-stained lips, and the perfect bleach brow look. Expert tips on makeup trends you'll want to try this season. Plus, what if you could be more persuasive in everything you do? Discover the real brain science behind influence. It's a lot simpler than you think. It all starts now on The Social.
Welcome to The Social. Yeah. Let's do this thing. Joining us today is host of The Social's Momlife Crisis and the NSL on TSN. Kate McKenna is back. Welcome back.
Hey, Mel.
Well, you knew we were going to start the show with this, right? Mm-hmm. Jimmy Kimmel is back. He opened up his show last night with a monologue that was both emotional and defiant after returning to ABC for the first time since his suspension last week. So Kimmel praised Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, for forgiving the man accused of killing her husband. And he also called U.S. President Donald Trump's efforts to silence comedians such as himself un-American. Yeah. So Trump... You know he must have been watching, right? Well, he did hint on his Truth Social that he was going to go after ABC. So what do we make of Kimmel's return last night?
I mean, I loved it. I thought the monologue was an absolute masterclass. And for me, what jumped out was that moment where he got very emotional. And I think it's because, you know, over the past 6 days, there's been so much talk about government, capitalism, freedom of speech. I hadn't really stopped to consider how Jimmy might be feeling, how he may be absorbing all this. And it was clear based on what he said and on his emotion last night that he's been feeling a lot. You know, upset about the way in which his words were misconstrued and the pain that may have caused people. Perhaps some anger that the company that he does so much for, not just Jimmy Kimmel Live, he also does Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and hosts the Oscars, let him down and capitulated. And Bob Iger in particular, who's the CEO, but is also a close friend of Jimmy's. He attended his wedding. So I imagine the personal-professional intertwining there caused him some pain. Also that his words impacted the employment of his 200-plus member crew. So there was just a lot going on there, including immense gratitude for the solidarity shown to him by his fellow comedians. So for me, it was the emotion that really stood out last night.
Yeah, the human stuff. Yeah. It's true. I think for me, it was, as I had said on the show yesterday, even though I would have wanted him to come out swinging just because I'm vindictive, apparently, but he came out and did what I thought he was going to do ultimately, and that was to try to bring people together as opposed to continue to turn up the temperature. He is actively trying to turn down the temperature. But the strategy that he used to get there was fascinating to me, by using his opponent's own words against them. So for example, we know that FCC Chair Brendan Carr, he's the one who kicked off this whole firestorm. And he put up Brendan Carr's own tweet from several years ago when Brendan Carr said, "President Biden is right. Political satire is one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech. It challenges those in power while using humor to draw in more people to the discussion. That's why people in influential positions have always targeted it for censorship." So he's using Brendan's own words.
Yeah, against him. That's brilliant.
Against him. And he all did that. What a brilliant stroke of genius to say, we don't agree on a lot of things on the left and right, but we should all agree, including the guys who are trying to censor me. You have believed in the past in the freedom of speech.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it was
Brilliant.
absolutely
Yes.
Brilliant. It was a master class in the right tone. It was humor. It was like it was a reminder also of the important role that comedians play during dark times and how dictators often will attack first the comedians and tell because and again pointing
Why
out.
do dictators never have a sense of humor?
But it's a great question.
Yeah.
It's a
Very
great
sensitive.
They think they do.
They think they do. But
Yeah,
they
when
can't
they're the
take
ones
a joke.
making the jokes.
They can't take a joke on themselves, and he repeatedly showed how Trump cannot take a joke over and over again. But one of the things that stood out to me was the fact that it's not just comedians, as Jimmy Kimmel pointed out. He pointed out that this administration is coming for journalists as well. So he pointed out that over the weekend, a new policy was announced requiring journalists with Pentagon press passes to sign something promising that they would not share information that hasn't been explicitly authorized for release, okay? That is a news story that isn't getting as much attention. And what he reminded everyone of last night is that you do have power as viewers. You do have power to move the dial, because if people hadn't responded in the way that they had, Jimmy may never have come back on the air. And the same thing goes with news journalism. We have to protect them. The fact that he took time out of his monologue to address that, I just thought, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Beautiful job.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I agree with what everybody says. The entire monologue was chef's kiss because it hit all the right notes. It was funny, it was insightful, it was factual, and I'm dying to know what the ratings are. We're not going to find out just yet, because I'm sure a lot of people were expecting him to be like a Trump bashing, like 15 minutes, like this is what this guy did, and he didn't do that. And that was brilliant. But if you wanted to see some Trump bashing, you needed to watch Stephen Colbert last night, because listen, California Governor Gavin Newsom, who I think is going to be the next president of the United States, really did not pull any punches. And it's interesting to me that Gavin went toe-to-toe and really called Trump on all this stuff. He also talked about all of the lawsuits he has against Donald Trump, and no one's talking about that. It's like, okay, so you still want to talk about Jimmy, and Jimmy was quite nice about it. He was emotional. He identified with how he felt about Charlie Kirk and his widow, and you still want to attack him. Meanwhile, Gavin left it all on the floor and no one's talking about it, so I had to bring it up today. I'm sorry we didn't have the whole clip, because he really let him have it. It was really good.
I love this.
It was good.
I mean, we're going to find out the ratings. As I had said yesterday, I would love to know how many of those were hate watchers who were just like, I'm just going to watch him.
But they might have been hate. That was what's so brilliant about him, is that I think that there were people who might have been hate watching, who maybe had never watched Jimmy Kimmel before, who, because of the way he handled it, might have been like, oh,
yeah, he's not so bad.
Yes. Exactly.
He's
Which
not so
was
bad.
brilliant.
And to that point, for me, what I loved, it's a reminder, and you say this all the time, that many things can be true. He started that monologue next to Guillermo, dressed as a bear and a banana, before pivoting into really important, heartfelt stuff. He proved that you can disagree with someone vehemently on some issues and not all. And I think recently, humanity has divided into boxes and camps. And that was such a reminder to me that human beings are multidimensional. And it was just a beautiful reminder.
And a reminder that I think we all get that. I think the only person who doesn't get that is President Donald Trump. Sorry, the only one who doesn't get that message.
As we finish this conversation, could Trump's legacy, because I'm already thinking about when he's out.
If he's out.
Could Trump's legacy actually ultimately be uniting us, because he has so detrimentally and tragically divided America?
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Food for thought.
Look at the way that he's united our own country. When he came after us and talked about annexation, how did we respond? We were like, no, we don't want that over here. And I was like, we need to send him some Tim Hortons, because that was fantastic.
Right?
That was fantastic. Thank you, Donald.
I like your optimism, Mel.
I do too.
Wow, he might get the Nobel Peace Prize after all.
Oh, no, come
delusion.
on.
That's delusion.
Guess what? That's called comedy, Donald. That's called comedy. And I'm not even a comedian. Up next, everybody, let's take a break. We're going to put that to bed for now. A new kid's shoe is making it easier to track your kid. It actually comes with a hidden compartment where you can slip in an air tag, sight unseen. The question is, should we be going this far with our kids? Ooh, this is going to be a hot debate right after this.
Tomorrow on The Social, Guinness World Record holder and hot pepper champ, Canadian Mike Jack stops by to challenge the host to a little spice-off. This week on The Social, Love on the Spectrum star Danny Bowman chats relationships and where she's at with her quest for love.
You know, listen, I get that most of you across the country are watching us on TV, but if you are ever in this area, I think we're a lot of fun in person, too. I do. Come see us live in studio. Scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. That's how you can get your butt. And it's free $99. Thank you, Franco.
I love that. I love that. He knows what time it is. All right, so let's dive into our next topic. Skechers has come out with a line of kid sneakers that contain a hidden compartment where parents can slip in an air tag and track their movements. So, parents, what do you make of this feature? Should you track your children? How do you guys feel about this?
Oh, people
I see one hesitant, a lot of yeses. All right, ladies, there's a lot of parents here. What do you guys think? Are you tracking your kids?
So Jaya recently switched schools, and so he's going to be walking a lot more.
And how old is he?
He's 12 and a half. So I remember being 12 and a half. I had the full run of the neighborhood. I'm like, okay, trying to let that, umbilical cord extend, cut it, or whatever. I said to Jason, I'm like, maybe we should get him an air tag just because he's going to be walking back and forth. And Jason's like, I already have an air tag for him. I was like, well, can you tell me how to track? I want to see. So the thing is that I started looking on a regular basis, and I'm like, why is he there? What is he doing on lunch break? And then I realized this is not good for me. This is actually not good. He's always a very trustworthy kid. I feel like it's actually making me more anxious than actually not.
Oh, yeah, I don't feel that way.
You don't feel that way?
I get that. Here's the problem. Okay, I'm gonna call myself out that what I'm about to say is I know not good parenting because it's not healthy for me. The same thing, we're gonna say the same thing in different ways. So this helicopter generation is opposite to how we were raised, right? Our parents, the technology wasn't there, they couldn't track us. But what did we get as a result of being free-range kids? That's why our generation, we are confident, we're independent, we're self-sustaining, we're perhaps more self-disciplined. And the problem is, because the pendulum has swung for surveillance society, I do feel good that I've been tracking my child for a long time. Unfortunately, now I'm letting everyone know that she's got a tracker on her, so I think it's defeating the purpose.
Yeah.
But it had made me feel good. But here's where things took a twist. I realized that I am putting my anxiety on her. Her generation, they're called Gen Alpha, you know this, right? Gen Alpha is called the indoors generation. They have stranger danger worse than we did. And we grew up in the 80s when we were told, don't ever park next to a white van.
Yeah.
That was our generation.
Don't get in the white van. Don't get in the van.
And yet, the statistics don't bear it out. The statistics don't bear out the way that I'm behaving as a parent. She's very, very safe. So I have sadly passed on my anxiety to her. She doesn't want to go outside.
Can I just say, and I know you're going to get in here, but here's the thing, that if the ultimate fear and the reason why we're tracking is because we're afraid the kids are going to get stolen, and as you pointed out, that doesn't often happen. Even if it did, the thing is that as soon as an air tag is near you, so let's say I'm the kidnapper. I've got you, you're my kid, I just stole you, okay? It says, boom, there's an air tag near you. So I actually...
They'll be well aware.
They'll be well aware, and now they know that they're in shoes, so they're just going to check the shoes.
Yeah.
So what is...
See, I didn't want to say that part because it was going to make me sound like the bad guy. I'm like, if I'm kidnapping your kid, I'm taking their shoes off, I'm taking off the hat, I'm taking off the thing around their neck, I'm just going to take it all off.
It's dark, I know, guys,
it's terrible.
but it's just like, it's not that reassuring on some level.
It's just, I have two kids, 3 and 6, and it's a no for me because I just don't see the logic. As you pointed out, if they're going to be kidnapped, that's quite rare. There was a stat in this article. If for some strange reason you wanted your kid to be kidnapped, you'd have to leave them outside unattended for roughly 750,000 years. If they're going to be in a car, hit by a car, they're going to be hit by a car regardless of whether they have an air tag in or not. But what I found most interesting is there's research out of France and the Netherlands that says this is actually having the opposite effect, that teens who know parents can see their whereabouts are more likely to engage in risky behaviors because they assume they can always be found. So this is actually having the opposite effect.
I can see that.
If I were a teen, I would just take the shoes off, leave them wherever I told my parents I was going to be, and then switch my shoes and go where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a kid from a different generation. These shoes wouldn't help my parents. But you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that Skechers, I love that they're thinking about parents, but sometimes we forget about our seniors. And as a former caregiver, I would say this would be a great idea for those of us who have family members who have dementia. Because when they leave the house, We don't know what direction they go in. We don't know what's going on in their mind, and it's absolute panic. My dad left the house. He used to go on 2 walks a day, and he always returned home until one morning he didn't. And it was horrific for our family, and I have an air tracker on him. But still, it was that panic. So I'm like, I'm hoping that make it for the kids, that's great, but also think about the caregivers and their family members who would really benefit from this as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. We're moving on to this. A mom on Instagram asked her fellow millennial parents how they want to be addressed by their kids' friends. So check this out.
What are we calling ourselves? Like, how are we introducing ourselves? Or what do we expect other kids or teachers to call us? Because when I was growing up, I called my parents' friends Mr. and Mrs. Blank. But I cannot imagine a child calling me Mrs. Wilder. I also could not imagine introducing myself to a child as Mrs. Wilder.
So, sorry, I'm like, who's reading it? It's me. What do you expect kids to call you?
Okay, this is interesting because I think it actually flows out of the last topic really, really well. This is a generational divide. We would never in a million years imagine thinking of going up to our principal and saying, "Hi, Brian."
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't happen. Like, so generationally, we were raised, it's Mr., it's Mrs., it's Sir, it's Ma'am. Now, there's a lot of great things that come with that. We were also very different kids. We weren't tracked. We were maybe, we didn't have a lot of maybe the same challenges that a lot of kids have today. A lot of teachers have challenges today. A lot of parents have challenges. Where I saw this enacted for the first time, and it made me change my mind on this because I think that a title does denote respect. However, during the pandemic, I pulled my daughter out of public school and I put her into a private school. And this private school had a very explicit rule that everybody calls everybody by their first names. Everybody. You call your teachers by your first names. And I went, oh, I don't know about this. It worked so beautifully. And I'm going to tell you why, because they believe respect doesn't come from a title, it's how you behave. So to them, it was tone, it was attitude, and it actually put the teachers and the kids on an even playing field. And I found actually closer connection and less hierarchy. It wasn't about, I know more than you because you're just a kid. It was much more collaborative. Now, they were smaller classes. I don't know if this would work in a classroom
Not in
setting.
public, not in public school, baby.
I
went to public
but
school.
I've seen it and it
I don't know
works.
about that.
It actually didn't work that way for me. I was in teachers college, so I was probably 4 years older than the kids that I was teaching. And so I needed that Miss McKenna, even though inside I'm like, Miss McKenna. I needed it for that sort of delineation, that respect. But for me now, I mean, the other day I was at the skate park with my son, and some probably 25-year-old goes, "Have a nice day, miss." And I'm like, oh, that feels like for ladies who lunch.
You know what?
At least you didn't get a ma'am.
You know what that clip and what you just said sounds like? It sounds like it's more the problem with the mom who's struggling with the fact that you're in this new phase of your life where you're an adult now and you're a little bit older, and I know you're accustomed to calling everybody else. Maybe in your mind you're still 17, but you are 47 and you are a mother of two children. And it's okay for people to call you Miss or Mrs. such and such. And I also think there's a huge component, part of this is culture. For Caribbean culture and Hispanic culture and Asian culture, respecting your elders and calling them a certain way and walking into a room and addressing them with eye contact, it's a non-negotiable, and if you don't do it, it's seen as so disrespectful. I kind of like watching little kids walk into a room and their parents saying, address that person properly. I cringe a little bit when I see kids call their parents by their first name. I don't know what it is.
Kids call their parents?
By their first name. You've never seen that?
What do you mean?
When they walk into a room, they're like, hey, Kate. Hey, Kate.
You prefer mom.
I prefer mom. I prefer like auntie. And even I cringe sometimes because my friends' kids, sometimes they're like, oh, call her Auntie Andrea. And I'm like, well, I'm not really your aunt. But I understand what the parents are trying to do, and I will always like that a little bit more. I know it's not new age, but I like it.
It's funny. What do Giant's friends call you?
They call me Cynthia. Like, I can't imagine. I'm like this millennial mom. I can't imagine it coming from there. And I guess I just feel like, I don't know. I think that I would never want to be called Mrs. ever because that's...
Or ma'am.
Oh, ma'am, not at all.
Why not?
But Mrs. really bothers me too because it reduces me. My identity suddenly becomes about my relationship to my partner. I don't like that at all. Ms. at least is neutral.
But hold on. In all circumstances, because if you were checking into a hotel and they were like, Miss Loyce, your room's ready.
You like that?
I don't mind that.
Okay, see?
I think because it's like, it makes me feel fancy. So it doesn't make me feel like I'm being like differentiated by a kind of like, it distances me when somebody would refer to me. It's like you automatically are putting a barrier by calling me Miss Loist. And maybe in the context of a hotel, I like that distance, and it's like, oh, you're fancy over there. But in the context of like a little kid, it's like, I want to be close to my kids' friends. I don't want to be seen as a distant Mrs.
And I just met your mom for the first time the other day, and without a hesitation, what did I call her?
You called her Miss Loist, but I guarantee you she would have loved if you called her Diane.
You know what? She didn't seem to have a problem with the Mrs. Loist. I'll tell you that. She hugged me afterwards. I'm just saying, Sin.
Again, just don't call her ma'am.
Yeah.
Let's take a break, everybody. Our DVDs, it's a retro show today. Our DVDs making a comeback like vinyl. Why some say that we are entering the second golden age of physical media. Where's this coming from? After in 3 minutes.
Coming from all the ma'ams.
Everybody, it is 2025. Would you be excited to watch a movie on DVD? Oh, I'm surprised. CBC is reporting that we are living through the, quote, second golden age of physical media. Things like DVDs, CDs, even vinyl records are back. Some boutique labels are selling out movies for $100 on DVD. DVDs making a comeback? Who's in?
I hope they're not.
You know?
I am wildly uninterested. Like, where would I play? Do you all have DVD players? Where would I play a DVD? You do?
They do.
I haven't seen a DVD player
you can play
in
one
years.
on PlayStation as well.
I also don't have one of those.
You don't, eh?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No.
Okay.
You're into this?
Yes,
Why?
I'm so into this. Well, in fact, I will say that we were recently cleaning the house, doing some file cleaning, and we came across all of our DVDs, and I was like, do we need to keep these for a second? And Jason pointed out, he's like, we might need to cancel some streaming services again in the future, so never know what Trump is going to say and inspire us to. So you got to have these things handy.
I guess for me, I'm like, with the streaming services, I can pay a quarter of a price per month to have everything at my fingertips.
No, you don't have everything.
Almost
You
everything.
have a lot, though, Sid.
How many times have people, I've got a movie, an obscure movie in my mind, I want to see it, and I have to search through 5 different streaming services. Has anyone had this? Be like, who has this? Yeah. Who doesn't have this? And then eventually to find out that nobody has it. Haven't you had this happen?
Never.
We don't watch obscure movies like you do.
Obscure movie. Am I not able to watch? Listen, I'm kind of in that hybrid where I'm a little bit. I grew up without all of this technology, but I've also adapted and I have some of it. So I still read the newspaper. I still write in cursive. I still will call you on the telephone. Yes, I write in cursive. I still have a record collection, but I'm sorry, I'm not going back to DVDs. I just gotta just this one. Those times I love getting on a streaming, and then you're like, what do I want to watch? There's a comedy special. There's a TV series. Am I binging? I'm not giving that up.
I will say
sorry.
this. I get what you're saying. I think a DVD is mid. If we're gonna go analog, you gotta go all the way. If you told me
you want a VHS tape?
No.
What's the earlier one? Beta? I didn't even know what that was.
You know, I
Now
mean, that's
we're-
going really retro. But retro is making a comeback. If you guys see what's happening with Taylor Swift right now, you know what I'm gonna say. She's coming out with a new album soon, The Life of a Showgirl. She's not just releasing on one vinyl. She has at least 7 versions of this new album that she is going to put, that is already out on the market. She wants it to be a collectible. They say that she is single-handedly bringing back the vinyl industry.
Do you know why this is so appealing to kids today? My 19-year-old niece is the same way. It's because they want something they can physically hold in their hand.
It feels real.
It does feel real as opposed to this ephemeral thing. And I think the same thing goes with DVDs.
No
if you
way,
want to
man.
increase your kids.
Sorry, we're not buying it.
Oh
Listen,
my
first of all,
gosh.
you know what's criminal? I have to call out all of these artists, these younger artists who are bringing things out on vinyl. $55 for one record. I'm sorry, that's what's criminal. I enjoy that the kids want something tactile, but I'm thinking they're way too expensive. We used to buy vinyl for like $2.99. So I will just say that, but you cannot win me over. You're telling me that, remember the days you'd have to go out Blockbuster
I did like those days.
And then be
You
told,
go
I did
in,
like those
I'm going to
days.
paint a
You want
different
that?
picture. You go in, you pick up your popcorn, you wander around,
Oh
you
my
think about,
gosh.
oh, what does this cover looks kind of
wait,
interesting.
hold on. What if you
Earlier
don't like
said-
it?
But also earlier you said you were worried about not being able to find what you wanted. Remember the days at the video store where there would be the Velcro?
Yes.
Like once 20 copies of Twister were gone, you're not watching Twister that night.
Thank you.
But
Now
you
we
know
all
what?
can watch Twister
Anytime
anytime
we
we
want.
want.
I don't know, guys. I feel like we got to go back to these options they're going to bring us.
Hey, I'll tell you why.
No
Because we have to
way.
go to break now. That means it forced us out of the house. We walked. And guess what? If you're scared, you can get a tracker to go to Blockbuster. You're fine. We're fine.
There you go.
We're covered.
Wait, I like a full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Call me when the Walkman comes back.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
It's back. Okay, see? Guys, we're going backward. Landlines are making a comeback too. Anyway, let's take a break, everybody. Let's talk makeup after the break. Makeup artist Jacqueline Forbes is here to tell us why we should consider bleaching our brows.
Okay.
We're going to show you after this. We'll be back. We are back. The best part about swinging into a new season are the trends that come along with it.
And today we're exploring everything from wine-stained lips to bleached brows. So here to guide us through the season's makeup trends, please welcome back to the show content creator and makeup artist, Jacqueline Forbes is here.
Yes. Okay, Jacqueline, we got a lot of makeup to get to, and you're the young one, so we will listen to you. You say the first trend is what you call clean grunge. What the heck is this?
It sounds conflicting, but basically, we're imagining like a smudgy lived-in liner making a comeback, but with like a 2025 refresh. We've been seeing Gabriette do this a ton, and I think we have to thank her for the trend.
Okay.
But that sleeped-in liner look, but still with the clean girl, fresh-looking makeup.
Okay.
You into it?
Okay.
I'm into experimenting with it, yes, and you're gonna show us how we can achieve this clean grunge look on the beautiful Paloma here. But before we do, viewers, you can find information on the products that Jacqueline's using today at the link below. So go for it, Jacqueline.
Okay, so this one I'm super excited about. The beauty of it is you actually don't need to be neat with your application. We've got these amazing Revlon liners. Feel free to play along. They're super creamy and blendable.
Okay, so you're going along the lash line on the bottom.
We're going in the waterline, and if you look down for me, you can actually do the
that's
upper
nice.
tight line here, which I love. And
That's a ticklish spot.
It can be a little funny.
It is.
It can be a little funny. And the beauty
Okay,
is that you don't
okay.
need to be too precise. You can kind of smudge this out with your finger. You want it to look like you might have slept in last night's makeup. Like you're cool.
I actually do that all the time, but yes.
She's not
yes.
joking.
I'm actually not joking. Okay, so you do that. Okay, this is
Just
great.
blend it in, and again, if you make a little mess up, oops, I went down a little too low. These are super
So
creamy.
smudge it out with your
That's
hands.
nice,
Okay.
because my liner, if I wear it, bleeds anyway. So you're telling me this is
does.
now part of the look.
This is part of the
Which is
fashion,
great.
okay?
Every busy mom loves this trend.
And what's nice about
Clean
doing a
grunge
liner
by
like
nature.
this, it instantly
Okay.
adds fullness to your lashes, but when you open up, it makes your eyes pop and just give a little
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm making
That's
you
cute.
water. Did I?
Yeah,
Did I give you too
it's
much
great.
liner? Let it melt in.
So, okay, so you go like this. If you want to go out maybe at night, maybe lay it on a little thicker.
yeah, you could
kind of
always go a
vibe.
bit deeper. Close your eye for me there.
Okay, all right.
You could layer it on the top too. What's nice about these liners is that there's a little brush at the end. So
I was about to look for that.
give
I was
it a little
just.
smudge.
And smudge it with the brush.
And what's nice with this color, it's a beautiful kind of charcoal, so it kind of gives you a really nice kind of pop of a little something different than just a black.
Okay, we're into this. I could do
Yeah.
this.
Right?
You could do
Yeah,
this.
I can do it. I can do
Not
it.
too bad.
Clean girl
Okay, we
grunge.
like that. We can start there. Okay, let's move on to the next trend. You say it layers perfectly with this eyeliner that we've already started on, Paloma. You say it's cool toned eyeshadow. I am a warm tone girl. Convince me.
So we have had so many seasons of warm tone shadows, those like teddy bear kind of browns. We're all so used to it. So I'm excited to see a change. We've got cool tone taupes and charcoals coming back. Feels very fashion forward. Alexa Demie has been doing this for years, which I love. So I think you're gonna like it. It'll just kind of change things up. Why not?
Okay.
Let's try it. Let's try it on Paloma.
So this palette here is my favorite. It's the Mario Makeup by Mario palette. This is the cool tone one. So if you want to do something simple, just take the slate gray on a fluffy brush, close your eye. We're just gonna kind of stamp that all
Last time I
over.
used gray.
And you like this palette, don't you, Mel?
I love this palette.
It's very 90s.
It is very
Which is very Mel.
Right?
In the best way.
Guys, that was my era.
Maybe you like the cool tone shadows. It's, again, gonna go really great with that tight line. And this one's, again, pretty foolproof. Just smudge it on. Don't think too much about it.
Okay, all right.
But Mel mentioned gray and being a bit surprised. Can any eye color rock this color?
Oh, good question.
That is a good question. So typically, if you have a warmer undertone, cooler shadows like this are gonna contrast more, meaning it's gonna pop and stand out and be more noticeable. On the contrary to that, if you are more cool in undertone, cool shadows are gonna be more harmonious and blend in. So it depends. On your undertone, it might pop a little more and stand out, or might look like it's like meant to be there.
Okay,
Neat.
okay. I mean, it's hard to go wrong. Look at Paloma's face. My
It's
goodness.
true.
This is looking great.
It's true.
It's so
I
beautiful.
know, she makes my job easier. I'm like,
Very,
it looks
look at her.
amazing on her.
Gorgeous.
give it a
Okay,
little
we do
something.
love this. Audience, we like this? Yeah, this looks
Let's
good.
bring
We
back
can do that.
gray.
We can do that. Okay, next trend, This one is going to be divisive. Hold on tight, everybody, because it's been taken over. The red carpet's everywhere, all over the place. Bleached eyebrows.
Believe in it. Stay with me. Stay with me.
We are going to believe you because you actually rocked this yourself on the TIFF red carpet. It was at a TIFF premiere. You did this as well. Okay,
Look at you.
You look great.
They're funky.
Okay, that looks good.
You look like a whole new person. I like to think of it as like alien editorial chicness in a way. And I think there's a certain point where I can just get bored and I want to change it up. We've seen bleach brows all over the runway, and this is a really fun way to dip your toes into the water without pulling out the peroxide. You can wash it off at the end of the day. So this is the time to try it.
But hold on. Before you try to convince me.
Yeah.
You have a
Look at
sculpted
this
face.
Thank you.
Can the
Face.
average person rock bleached brows?
You know what? I like that question. I always have an approach with makeup that it's for everyone and it's fun to experiment. But what I also think is really nice is I think Western beauty standards, we've been told full eyebrows are youthful and what you should aim for. I think there's actually something very empowering and very confidence inspiring to do the opposite of that and just rock it.
Okay.
There's no rules. I think you should try it, and it actually makes you feel quite powerful, dare I say.
Okay.
Dare I say.
Let's talk more about this. You've already bleached Julia's eyebrows for time's sake, and our viewers can see how you did this step by step on our social media channels later today. But walk us through what you've already done and how to achieve the perfect bleached brows look.
So for a faux bleach, we're gonna use makeup. I've got a concealer palette here. This is the NYX color correcting palette. So what we're gonna wanna do, since we've got a beautiful, well, you didn't see that before. She has beautiful dark brows, but sometimes a concealer won't be enough to kind of cover it up. So going in with a color corrector like this has peach in there, it's got pinks. That's gonna actually counteract like the blue base kind of dark brown. It instantly erases the color. Really cool, eh? So you wanna kind of back comb the product through. I just have a little spoolie, like a little mascara wand here. You back comb it through, brush it back out, and instantly it erases the color of the brow. Then to add the bleach color back in, a bit of that yellow, and you got just comb it through as well. And there you go, you've got a little faux bleached brow. Fun to try it out and experiment.
Whoa.
Okay.
Can you get on board? It's different. We've got to get used to it.
I'll try.
Again,
I'll try.
Again, look
I'll
at
take your word for
Julia's
that.
face.
That's true.
Look at Julia's face.
What's really fun is then it almost plays up the cheeks and the brow bones in a different way. I like it as an artist because it makes you kind of look at the face and you have a new canvas.
Different way.
Yeah, let's experiment.
Okay, fair. Okay, let's move on to the next trend, which is wine-stained lips. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I remember what this looks like. Okay.
You can get it naturally by having a glass or two.
Yeah, okay, how do we do this?
So we've been seeing lip stains on the rise over the past year, from lip stain lip liners to all over stains. Of course, as we go into fall season, berry tones are super popular.
Okay.
And there's a beautiful new product that is perfect for fall. For this look.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's see what it looks like on Julia.
Okay, I'll show you. This is my personal favorite because I've been using this a ton lately. Benetton is like a very famous, first of its kind in the category. They just came out with a new shade. This one's called Raspberry, and it's that beautiful wine stain kind of color. So no glass of wine required. We can do it with makeup. It does last 24 hours as well.
It's very liquidy, is it?
It's very watery. It almost looks like a nail
wow.
polish. And you can kind of pop it on and blot your lips together.
I love
You
the
can
color.
do it just in the center, as if you've been enjoying a glass of Merlot, or you can also bring it all the way to the lip line and get a permanent long wear lip product.
Looks really good.
That looks so
They're
much
natural.
nicer than the
Blot it
wine
together.
stains that I'm used to. I'll tell you that right now. That looks
Oh,
gorgeous.
we like this. Audience, do we like?
Again, very easy. And with the bleach brow, I think it kind of works together.
You look gorgeous, Julia.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess we're gonna try some of these, okay, Kate?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you do the bleach brow at one point, okay? You just gotta see it to believe it.
Well, the ladies look beautiful. Amazing job, Jacqueline. This
Thank
is
you
really
so
cool.
much.
Really cool.
Yeah, this is so great on
Okay,
you.
viewers, if you visit the QR code that's on the screen right under me right now, you can get all the details on all of these fall makeup favorites. Let's take a break, and then after that, the neuroscience of influence. That's right after this. We'll be back.
So good.
Welcome back. What if you could be more persuasive in everything you do, whether it's getting your kids to listen, negotiating a better deal at work, or convincing someone to buy your product or believe in your ideas? Well, it turns out there's brain science behind that influence.
And our next guest is here to walk us through that science so we can be more influential and perhaps less influenced. Please welcome back to the show applied neuroscientist Bryn Weingard. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So, Bryn, you said that every person's brain takes the same path before deciding yes or no. So what is that process?
Yeah, so there's these 6 stages that they go through. It's first awareness and then attention. Okay, so they have to be aware of you, they pay attention to you. Then they have to actually feel familiar with you, like you. Liking is important for driving trust. They have to trust you. And then they make that decision, yes or no, which I call the 3 Bs. Believing in you, buying into your ideas, or buying your goods, products, and services. Now, each of these steps marries to an area of the brain. So the more we know about that, the more influential we can be.
Ooh, we're gonna just biohack this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the first 2 stages. It seems obvious that people, if they're not even aware of you, then they've got no hope. You've got no hope of being influential. Okay, so the real question is, how do you get someone to be aware of you, which is stage 1, and then 2, how do you keep their attention, which is stage 2?
It's so tough, right? Because everyone's overloaded these days. Everyone has way too much overstimulation. And so really what we want to do then is get right in their visual cortices. So we want to be right in their visual line of sight. So imagine you are asking a colleague for a favor and you kind of mumble it while they're looking at a screen. They are not paying attention to you. You have no awareness, you have no attention. So you want to get right in front of them. You want to make sure they've actually seen you, they're paying attention to you, so that then what you can do is ask your favor. So you want to use visuals as much as you possibly can and keep everything short and fast and simple. Like, don't make them do extra work.
Okay.
Got it.
So we have the awareness, we have the attention. How do we drive familiarity? Because I understand that happens in the social brain.
Yeah, and so the social brain is a really important part because it does decide whether or not it feels like it's included or not with you. And so historically, as you can imagine, social inclusion was something that felt safe, but social exclusion felt like danger. So when things are familiar to us, we would just feel a lot more psychologically safe making that decision and being influenced by that person. So you do want to make sure then in that case that you are driving toward like common ground as an example. So like we work at the same place, our kids go to the same school, we cheer for the same team, that you are highlighting like shared values, shared identities, that kind of thing. And if you can, show social proof of how what you are asking has netted positive for people just like them.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay. All right. And you
that.
also say that familiarity almost always leads to liking. Why is that?
Yeah, so it's amazing. Like liking you feel, right? Like you feel when you like somebody, when you dislike somebody. And so the social brain actually plays directly into the emotional brain. The emotional brain decides, do I like that person? Is this somebody that I want to actually interact with, transact with, that type of thing? So really important then is to drive toward liking by demonstrating similarity, being relatable again. Like these are important. One hack, demonstrate that you like them. Because people that like them. And remember, it does not matter what you say, it matters how you make them feel. Like their emotional brains care about that.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we're thinking about this in all realms of life. Like how do we're just kind of trying to get people to like us and then we're going to get them to trust us. Like, 'cause liking is one thing. How do we ensure trust?
Trust is such a difficult thing, right? Like $1 billion question. It is decided it's something called the mirror neuron system. And the mirror neuron system, exactly like it sounds, it's like this system that mirrors other people's neurons so we can sort of detect what they're thinking. Are they being real with us? Are they being authentic? Are they credible? And so it is watching for that all the while in things like body language, posture, tone. So you really do want to keep your tone and body language similar to like what it is you're asking for. You want to make sure that you are making ready, steady eye contact so they can see your mirror neuron system. And any way that you can be pro-social, like cooperate, collaborate, that type of thing, tells them, yeah, this is a pro-social person that is trustworthy.
Okay, the very last thing, when we ask someone for something, what are your tips for getting to yes and get that final persuasion to get you what you ultimately want out of it?
Yeah, so this is largely decided in the TPJ, it's called temporal parietal junction. There's no test, you don't have to remember that one. But there's a lot of circuitry that goes into this. It is like the part of the brain that's the inner narcissist, so it cares about what's in it for them. It loves its own name. It really wants these decisions to be easy. So what you want to do is always be appealing to that part of the brain. Give them the what's in it for them. Make these decisions super easy. Whenever you can, be as enthusiastic as you can about what you're asking, because that makes it easier for them to compute. And then also believe in yourself and your ask. A lot of times when people feel like they're going to get rejected, it appears like they don't believe in what it is they're asking. So when you believe in yourself, you're more influential.
Can you say a tiny bit more about that? Like believing, like just, is there a quick way we can hack that? We don't have a lot of time left.
Yeah, like if you give yourself a pep talk before you go in, before you go for that ask, and you really believe in it, because sometimes people will think, well, I don't feel confident about this. Other people will read that. Or if they think, I'm not sure if this product's right for them, other people will read that. So what you want to do is really think about how can I demonstrate that I believe in this solution for them?
This is good stuff, Bryn. Very good tips. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's take a quick break, everybody. We'll be back after this. Okay, everybody, I know we're a talk show, but we don't just say, we do. So, Kate McKenna, what's going on with your face right now?
I'm trying out the bleached brow trend. And Jacqueline, listen, thank you. Jacqueline Forbes said you just got to rock it with confidence, so.
Yeah.
Andrea, do you like it?
Yes.
Put the camera on me. No, it looks good. You know what? It does look good. I just feel like this is a very specific look, and you got to make sure from the head to the toe that you are rocking the eyebrow. So it's very like high fashion.
And there she goes.
There you go.
You can totally rock this. Kate, you're actually selling this look right now. Like I didn't like it. But
am I selling it to you?
Girl,
No.
Wait, who wants to see Mel try it at some point?
No, are you mad?
Come on.
You are mad.
You look amazing.
I
think it
would
looks
look like an
great. I
alien
actually-
and take me back home. That's
Thank you.
not that you don't look like that. That's
I'm not
how
offended.
I would look.
I'm glad I tried it. Make
Okay.
it fun. Make it
You're
fun.
right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, Kate. It's fun. Okay, fine. Hey, listen, on tomorrow's show, everybody, we're going to find out how to learn to love every single workday with the author of Love Mondays. Convince us. That'll be good. Also, Canada's undisputed king of spice, 20-time Guinness World Record holder Mike Jack stops by to challenge us all to a spice-off?
That's crazy.
I don't think I'm in that segment.
I think we're in that.
You're
I think
not.
you're gonna win.
I am not in that.
bring it, baby.
Kate, thank you. Ladies,
welcome.
good luck tomorrow. See you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye-bye.